So good morning, friends. Welcome to the third video of the subject Industrial Automation. That is an open elective in Gujarat Technical University, 7th semester electrical. So now we have already learned about what is introduction to automation, that is what is industry and what is automation. We had also discussed about architecture of automation. Today we are going to discuss about, in brief, what is PLC and what is DC SCADA, right? So learning outcome, after this lecture, you will be able to attend, you will be able to understand and comprehend basics of programmable logic controller. What is PLC? So uh, in industry, there are complicated, you can say, machines which are having number of coordinated operations. So you need to have number of interlocks. You are supposed to check number of conditions, and then you have to operate the machine in a predetermined or sequential manner. So previously, relays, electromechanical relays and timers were used, and a lot of wiring was required. So that was a complicated way of achieving those sequential operations. They were also not very flexible, and the number of operations which were supposed to carried out were huge. The programmable logic controller, as you can see, the device is nothing but a sort of a very smart, quick computer which is designed to do some specific industrial task only. It is supposed to see certain input conditions, uh, check as per the requirement what is to be done, and then it gives output or operates certain devices in sequence so that those operations of a complicated arrangement, say boiler or a compressor, are done in a nice sequential manner quickly. And the good thing is that it is programmable. Let us see the definition. A programmable logic controller is a programmable controller, and it is an industrial computer that has been customized and adapted for control of manufacturing processes such as assembly lines, machines, robotic devices, and or any other activity of industrial processes, even power plants and all other complicated operations which are having different coordinated sequential operations, right? They can be very easily dealt with the help of programmable logic controller, right? Uh, we are going to discuss PLC in detail in the subsequent chapters. This is just an introduction, right? So, what is the history of PLC? It was originated in 1960s in the automobile industry, and it were designed to replace relays, timer, etc., and complex wiring. Dick Moley is considered as the father of PLC. It was invented first by Modicon 084 series, and it was for General Motors in 1968. Right? Now let's see the PLC block diagram, the main parts of PLC. So PLC are available in wide variety of devices, but more or less the parts which are there are input module, power supply, CPU, programming device, memory, and output device. If we see the modules one by one, input module is taking inputs. Now, input can be input from a switch, or it can be from a, you can say, limit switch, or you can say a push button or something like this. So it is a given input conditions which, when met, certain task is to be carried out in a coordinated manner. When input is received, it goes to the CPU, where a predetermined programmed sequence is there. So based on the input, it takes certain actions. There are inbuilt timers and other devices also available. So after that, after a predetermined program sequence is met, it operates certain number of outputs. So it can take many inputs. You can write a program for complicated sequential operations, and it can, in a sequence, operate many outputs like motor, solenoid, you can say speaker. You can give indication for lamps or something like that, right? And then it has memory where you can say save temporary data also, permanent data also, and overall you require power supply also, right? So these are the different devices, different parts of a programmable logic controller, right? And this is the programming device. So when you want to change certain number of inputs, when you want to change certain outputs, so this is what is very easy with the programmable logic controller, which was difficult with the relays and hardwired devices, right? So here you just have to change the programming, and you can change your PLC operations. That is why it is called programmable logic controller, right? So this is memory and output. So we have seen the block diagram of programmable logic controller. In short, it is a computer only, but it is taking inputs not from keyboard. It is taking input from industrial devices. Computer generally gives output in the form of display, or you can say printouts. But here the outputs are given to uh, certain motors, solenoid valves, speakers, light. So there are certain devices which are controlled. So this is how you can say a PLC is nothing but programmable industrial computer, right? So that's the block diagram. Now, what are the advantages? These are the advantages. The main part is it is flexible. You can change the inputs, you can change the outputs, you can change the program, and you don't have to do much wiring or other things, right? You just have to have certain input connections. You are supposed to change the program, and you are good to go. There are very easy to correct errors because there are error checking possibilities. While if you have hardwired relays, a lot of time and energy is used in correcting the errors. It is space efficient, as you have seen. It is a very small, compact module where you can mount it in a predetermined racks, right? It is relatively low cost now these days. Competitive PLCs are available, easily programmed. You have a simple programming language like ladder programming, which is nothing but a sort of a graphical programming method. There are many methods, other programming methods also available. Easy and simple, saving valuable time, and you have a possibility of testing whether the things are working appropriately or not, right? So these are the advantages of using PLC. Now, what is SCADA? You can see a plant, or you can say a one unit of an industry may have number of equipments. There can be number of reactors, boilers, furnaces, compressors, and whatnot. And you would like to see one. You would like to have a place where you can see parameters of all these devices, and then also on a click or on a screen, if you have uh, control to change the key parameters, control to stop, control to monitor. So that is basically the arrangement, right? So the whole plant is on a screen. You have a mimic display on which animated, you can say, numbers and figures are there, which give you real-time information, and from that you can take action also. So the name suggests it is nothing but the supervisory control and data acquisition. Supervisory, a person is sitting, an operator is sitting, who can see what is happening. He can supervise and he can control also. He can switch it on off. He can change the parameters, set points, and of course data acquisition is there. You can see over here all the different data, level, flow, pressure, temperature, they are all logged and recorded with time, with event, with date stamp. So whenever you want to process this data in future, or you can say fault analysis, or for some production purposes, research purposes, you're good to go, right? So supervisory control and data acquisition is the SCADA. Now, what is the components of SCADA? This was the forefront, which is visible to you. But what is in the backbone? So it consists of, this is the block diagram. First is remote terminal units. So these remote terminal units are basically, they are collecting data from all those plant devices, reactors, boilers, furnaces. So it is collecting the information. Then you have a master station, which is called HMI, human machine interface. So here those engineers control engineers have made representative icons or symbols of those boiler, furnaces, reactors, pumps, compressors. So what all data is available from RTU, it is represented to that particular symbol. So an operator can see what is happening to that compressor, boiler, furnace, or whatever is there on the screen. So the whole plant is mimicked on a screen, and through which human is interacting with that. That's why it is called HMI, human machine interface, right? So there is a master station from which the whole plant can be controlled. There's a communication system, of course, because all different RTUs, number of different devices collect data and they send. So there's a definite way in which you need to communicate so that data is healthy and it is not lost, it is not mixed, it is authentic. So we'll see about communication in our subsequent lectures, but there's a communication system which is required. And of course, there's a display and control. So there's a display terminal and a mouse and keyboard through which the operator or the supervisor can do the controls, right? So supervisory control and data acquisition system is the way of seeing the whole plant on one screen, where you can see real-time data and from which you can control also. So SCADA is not one system. It is a way of representing your complex plant on one screen. So we'll see PLC and DCS in detail in our subsequent classes. This was just an introduction to what is PLC and what is DCS, right? So that's all in this today's introductory lecture. And we'll continue with the same, that is what is communication, Modbus and Profibus, in our subsequent lecture. Thank you.